Good morning, everybody. Please be seated, relax. On behalf of the university, I extend a very warm welcome to you all here today to this beautiful, superb setting of the Barony Hall for the conferment of our degree ceremony. This is a great day of celebration for all you graduates, for your families, and your friends as well, who've supported you throughout the years of your study. And it's a great day of celebration too for all our staff. In a moment we'll begin the formal ceremony, and the ceremony involves a process of capping our students. It sounds rather medical, but it isn't actually. It's if you like, a public rite of passage which has very ancient roots. And it symbolizes, if you like, our graduates and our graduands joining the community of scholars here at Strathclyde, a community which goes back to the Scottish Enlightenment. So we want you to enjoy the ceremony. We want you to be very vocal and passionate as your loved ones pass the stage. Despite the surroundings, think less songs of praise and more Britain's Got Talent. So please join in. And we have a very kind of special cap today. This is a cap which has been given to us by our friends at the Glasgow School of Art, who designed and produced the cap in celebration of our 50th Jubilee year as a university. So we thank them greatly. And you are, I think, the third set of students, I think, this week to have been capped with this wonderful, beautiful blue cap. So without further ado, I now announce that this ceremony opens, this conferment ceremony, and congregation is now formally opened.
Executive Dean, in the name of the university and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in English, Tuyosi Olukbengwa Samson Ovolabi. In history, Luke Samuel Gibbon. David Alexander Green. In psychology, Joanne Cummings. For the degree of Masters of Letters in Literature, Culture and Place, Sangeeta Khatri. Cameron James Muir. In digital journalism, Ewan Leopold. Stephen Brian McElkenny. Callum Michael McMillan. Stuart Ross. For the degree of Master of Science in Counselling, Catherine Grace Cowie. In Health History, Anne-Marie Littlejohn. In Historical Studies, James Dugan. In Investigative Journalism, Paul Michael Delamore. Aura Veronica Murphy. Stephen Ronald Semple. In mediation and conflict resolution, Janie Kerr Law. In criminal justice and penal change, Sarah Jennifer Simpson. In research methods and psychology, Nicole Ashley Cairns. Aaron Diel. Iona Elizabeth Henderson. Ryan Kelly. Lindsay Loudon. Kim McLeod. Michelle Patrick. Callum Smith. Anna Emilia Tavitsainen. For the degree of Masters of Laws in Construction Law, Stephen Daniels. Andrea Gordon. In Employment and Labour Law Studies, William John Rennie. Mathieu Robert. In Internet Law and Policy, Victoria Allison. Chioki Ifeoma Okori. In Human Rights Law, Grace Margaret Bannerman McGill. Jennifer Elizabeth McPhee. Lisa Marie Reed. Clarence Rose Pearl Wheeler Rosanne. In International Economic Law, Andrew O'Hara. In Criminal Justice and Penal Change, Ian Logan. In Professional Legal Practice, Vincent Y. Ki Chung. Andrew David Leach. In Advocacy, Jonathan Brown. Charles Ferguson. Sukhwinder Kaur Gill. Martin Lee Peters. Eva Putoka. Sean James Randall Morris. Stephanie Jane Ross. Fergus Colm Ryan. Elise Schwartz. Catherine Mari Shippen. Carlin Ann Wheel. In Information Technology and Telecommunications Law, Susan Falone. Kieran Patrick Lynch. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Speech and Language Pathology, Joe Peter Morrison. Sarah Mundell. Catherine Seggy. Fergus Robert McGlone. In Sport and Physical Activity, David Pennycook. Andrew Fraser Ritchie. Andrew Coulter. Mark Hugh Meikle. Natalie Young. Jessica Doherty. Stuart Gordon Porter. Kaylee Stewart. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in French and Spanish, Laura McLean. In History, Scott John Still. Lindsay Elizabeth Hedges. Nicole Sarah McCormack. In History and Journalism and Creative Writing, Emma Elizabeth Ross. In History and Politics, Caris Devon Kelly. In History and Politics, History with Politics, Danielle Fitzpatrick. In Italian and Marketing, Mary Elise McCullough. In Politics, Craig Morton. David Brady. In Politics and Spanish, Martin Joseph Riley. In In psychology, Siobhan Adams. Fawzia Ali. Hannah Jane McLachlan. Lauren Caldwell. Karen Frances Murder. In Arts and Social Sciences, Hayley Beattie. Jennifer Ann Calder. Megan Carty. Delaney Robin Clark. Suzanne Edie. Valerie Gallagher. Christopher Robert Gartshaw. Christopher Golding. Liam Richard Hewitt. John David Hinton. Fraser Imler. Lauren Jennings. Claire McGough. Rona McCarran. Nancy McMillan. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Sean William Alexander. Kira McGrory. Vari Margaret Morrison. Sarah Louise Birch. Wai Chun Liu. Craig Marshall Armstrong. Danielle Gale Evans. David Peter Harvey. Sharon Hewitt Anderson. Fiona Margaret Morrow. Fiona Ann Stewart. In clinical, Sean Daniel Maher. In law with a modern language, Kevin Layden. Rebecca Claire Hours. the postgraduate diploma in counselling, Jane Catherine Ahern. Carrie Arnold. Isabel Arans Marino. Shabnam Ashraf Long. Karen Bell. Wendy Brochi. Shona Bruce. Shirley Drummond Carruthers. Karen Christie. Linda Sarah Clemens. Charlene Crawford. Teresa Cunningham. Gordon Elliott Dever. Hayley Dippy. Lorraine Doig. Joanne Drummond. Anne Gardiner. Catherine Johan Gardiner. Cheryl Grant. Stephanie Ann Hutchinson. Heather Hislop. George Sloan Kerr. Finn Lamarinel. Claire Elizabeth McDevitt. Martin Dougal MacDonald. Michelle Marie Mathers. Anne-Marie Miller. Julie Murphy. Craig Colin Pinchbeck. Alexander Shannon. Leslie Ann Sherlock. Eleni Sidiropoulou. Charity Telfer. Agnieszka Anna Teodorowska. Ellen Sinclair Williams. Kirsty Rachel Wilson. Lindsay Wilson. Helen Ruth Winters. In construction law, Alistair Ian Mackay. In professional legal practice, Anthony Francis Bone. Emma Jackson. Tauta Yadaud. Elaine Kennedy Walton. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Arts and Social Sciences, Fraser Ian Campbell. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History, Mark Owen Shackleton.
Well, it was a very vocal ceremony, but there's more to come. Honored guests, colleagues, and most especially to our graduates today, it's a real privilege to preside at this congregation, and I think especially so in this grand and rather majestic setting of the Barony Hall. Today, as I said at the beginning of the ceremony, is a very kind of special moment in the university calendar. It's a day on which we recognize and celebrate the real achievements of all of our students here. And those achievements are all the more impressive since our academic staff and our academic programs are rightly demanding not only of our students' intellects, but equally test their industry, commitment, and determination to succeed. And as graduates, you can therefore be rightly proud that all that hard work, the hours of solitary study, and the self-sacrifice have paid off, even given the many distractions of student life. And here today, we recognize publicly your achievements alongside your family, your friends, and indeed the staff who taught and supported you throughout your year or years of study. So, to our new graduates in the schools of government and public policy, humanities, law, and psychological sciences and health, on behalf of this congregation, I congratulate you wholeheartedly on your signal achievements. I think that's a bit more like Britain's Got Talent. As graduates, you take with you the reputation of an award-winning university. Today, you graduate from a university recognized nationally and internationally for its world-leading research and teaching. Over the last 2 years, Strathclyde has been awarded the Times Higher Education University of the Year status and the award of the Entrepreneurial University of the Year. You graduate from a university recognized for its academic innovation, the quality of its education, and for its ability to translate academic research into contributions to the public good, whether it be new drugs discovery to combat life-threatening diseases, or improving the well-being of communities in Malawi, or promoting the welfare of children, to contributing to the cultural life of Scotland through literature and the creative arts. Moreover, as Strathclyde graduates, you're now members of a worldwide community, a community that spans all continents, professions, and all walks of life. It is a community which flourishes through our partnerships with universities, industry, and public sector organizations, both at home and abroad. From Tsinghua University in Beijing to Stanford University in California, from the World Health Organization to the Scottish Government, from the work with Border Gaelic and Rolls-Royce. It's a community, too, which is bound together through a vital sense of tradition. As Strathclyders, we have only to look to the remarkable achievements of those whose legacies remain an inspiration. To John Anderson, our founder, who established the university for the benefit and good of humankind. To David Stowe, who pioneered teacher education in Scotland and motivated the founders of Jordan Hill. To George Birkbeck, who introduced free classes on mechanics for Glasgow's tradesmen. To John Logie Baird, one of the founders of our digital age. And to our many alumni, such as Dame Eilish Angelini, a champion of justice reform and Scotland's first female advocate. These and many other distinguished men and women are now part of your academic inheritance. They define the virtues of what it means to be a Strathclyder, and they articulate the very essence of useful learning, the principle which has distinguished Strathclyde since the days of John Anderson. While our traditions go back more than 200 years, 2014 also marks 50 years since Strathclyde was granted the Royal Charter and its formal university status. So too, it has been a year to celebrate for the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. Anderson believed in both challenging dogma and in making learning useful but not instrumental. He advocated using knowledge for the benefit of the common and the public good. And it's this aspiration which continues to be a motivating force in what we do. It can be seen in the work of our student-run and award-winning law clinic, which provides access to legal advice to those who are often excluded from the legal system. It's evident in our students volunteering in educational initiatives, such as the Language Ambassadors Program and the Strathclyde Literacy Clinic, both aimed at helping those from disadvantaged communities. It is expressed in our award-winning community of students. Our journalism students scooped 5 national awards at the Scottish Student Journalism Awards this year. And several in this congregation today, Paul Delamore and Stephen Semple, have already published major stories in The Guardian. Amongst our staff too, we celebrate recognition by the great learned societies. Professor John Curtis was elected a Fellow of the British Academy, and Professor Laura Piacentini elected a Fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. And across the schools represented at this congregation, our academic staff contribute to the public good through their research and knowledge exchange activities, from Professor John Riley's work with the World Health Organization on child health, to the historians in our Oral History Centre, supporting community projects such as the Govan Hill People's History Project, and work in government and public policy on improving public policy making, to the research in our law school on children's justice, internet law, and human rights, and research in our School of Psychology and Health, improving the lives of those with serious communication disorders. I know that you, the class of 24, also understand the transformational power of useful learning. In this faculty, we educate graduates with a critical awareness of the complexities and challenges facing not just Scotland today, but also the world. And I know that each of you aspires to making a difference, and that collectively the class of 24 will make a difference to the society and the world in which we live. From politics to the health professions, social work to the media, the legal profession to the literary world, our graduates have made and continue to remake the world as a better place. To that end, I would ask you to keep in touch with us. Let us know what you are up to, as long as it's legal. And should you become very wealthy, or indeed extremely wealthy, don't worry, we will be directly in touch with you. On your mobile, of course. Of course, without family and friends, your achievements would probably have been that much more difficult. That family and friends have traveled some significant distances to be here today, to share in this celebration, is a testament of their unqualified support, let alone their financial, practical, and emotional support over the years. No doubt our graduates have already expressed their appreciation, but I ask them now to do so vocally in the traditional manner to family and friends. And to the academic staff sitting beside me who have inspired, directed, and supported your studies, let us acknowledge our appreciation. And finally, to the staff who keep the university running very silently and in the background and very smoothly, and make today's celebrations possible, from the caterers to the administrative support staff who've helped you through your studies. Thank you. In just a few moments' time, weather dependent, you as our graduates will be asked to join the academic procession as it leaves this Barony Hall. This invitation symbolizes the fact that you're no longer students, but full members of the Strathclyde academic community. It's a defining moment for you all. As you leave this grand hall, you rejoin the world beyond, not as students, but as graduates. Stepping across that threshold marks the beginning of a new, exciting, and open chapter of possibilities in your lives. Step across it with confidence, embrace opportunities with enthusiasm, and in the knowledge that there is something special about being a member of the Strathclyde family. I wish you well in your future careers. This leads me to conclude. And this advice, however, comes not from me, but from one of the key shapers of our information age, Steve Jobs. Like John Anderson, he sought to challenge orthodoxy. In his graduation address at Stanford University in 2005, he advised graduates, don't be trapped by dogma, which is living the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Somehow, they truly know what you want to be. So for now, let's get on with the celebrations. I now declare this congregation closed, and it looks as though the weather has been kind to us today, and the students will join the academic procession after the main procession, has exited from the building. So please enjoy the rest of the day, join us in the Lord Todd for the celebrations, and have a great day. Congratulations to everybody.